scientists say gain of function research has never actually provided real world benefits. So it begs the question, what is the reasoning behind of this gain of function research? What is the real purpose? If we can't really use it, it hasn't done anything to benefit anyone, why are they doing it? But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store where I will not comply t-shirts. So check that out as well. All right, let's talk about the news. The alleged benefit of dangerous gain of function research, such as that going on at the Wuhan Institute of Virology before the stupid 19 pandemic, have never actually manifested in the real world, numerous scientists told the Daily Caller. In the context of virology, gain of function research refers to experimentation that alters pathogens to make them more infectious, more deadly, or both. Some experts believe the stupid 19 pandemic may have begun as a result of GOF research gone awry, theorizing researchers at the WIV accidentally leaked the virus from their lab during this dangerous experimentation. And I've covered that to ad nauseum. Proponents of GOF research, who typically dismiss the idea that it could have played a role in the outbreak of stupid 19, claim it has several medical benefits. Primarily, they argue it aids in vaccine development and gives researchers a head start on preventing future pandemics. Opponents, however, say those benefits are theoretical. So mind you, they're doing all this based on theory. Quote, as far as I know, there are all theoretical and no beneficial examples in the real world exist, said Dr. Hideki Kekea, Keiki, I'm sorry, however you pronounce the doctor name, is an engineer professor at Japan's University of Tsukuba. Quote, there is slim chance of GOF contributing to the therapeutics in the real world. It's often the case that scientists lie to get huge grants, which makes sense. We see this across the board with scientists trying to get these $1 million grants and stuff. We see this with this. We see the same thing going on with global warming. A whole bunch of this so-called science stuff. They do this stuff to get funded. Kakia compared GOF research to seismologists in Japan collecting grant money for research on, quote, predicting earthquakes with little to no success. He wasn't the only critic to raise financial interest. Computer, cancel. Sorry about that. My Alexa kicked on. But where was I? On predicting earthquakes with little to no success. He wasn't the only critic to raise financial interest as a reason for scientists to promote GOF work. Quote, I am not aware of any specific benefits for the general public that have come from gain of function research on dangerous pathogens. German physicist Roland Wiesendanger, who specializes in nanoscience, told the Daily Caller, quote, there are only benefits for the scientists performing such risky research because they get a lot of taxpayer money for that. And this makes sense. All of this makes sense. We haven't seen anything. They haven't created any vaccines or any thing that can help people when it comes to these diseases when they use gain of function. Nothing came of it. While it remains unknown whether or not GOF research or lab leak played a role in the stupid 19 pandemic, which we're still looking into that, we're still researching that, and may never be known. Lab leaks with dangerous pathogens have happened before. For example, dozens of American researchers were exposed to anthrax as a result of an accident in 2014, And in 1978, a 1978 smallpox outbreak in Birmingham, England, was linked back to a lab leak. So it's precedent. Such incidents include accidents involving bioweapons development, which is an area to which GOF research is applied regularly, and the benefits are much more clear than with virology. So they're basically using this stuff as a bioweapon. Quote, gain of function research of concern has no zero civilian practical applications. Rutgers University microbiologist Richard Ebright told the Daily Caller, quote, in particular, gain of function research of concern is not needed for and does not contribute to the development of vaccines and drugs. Again, another person coming out saying that they're not creating anything from this gain of function research, except for bioweapons, basically. Ebright went on to say pharmaceutical companies develop treatments for viruses that are already known and circulating among humans, not against ones that don't yet exist and aren't circulating among people. Valentin Brudel, a virologist at the University of Würzburg in Germany, made a similar point. Quote, developing a therapeutic can cost up to $1 billion. No one would do this for a synthetic virus that only exists in a lab, which makes sense. They're not going to spend money developing a vaccine for something that don't exist. Quote, the mRNA vaccine platforms were developed for other diseases and then adapted within days. So there is not even much time that can be saved by these extremely dangerous experiments, he continued. The Daily Caller reached out to multiple proponents of GOF research, including Dr. Anthony Fauci, to ask them the same question as the detractors. Could they name one example of a concrete real-world medical benefit that has come from such research? None responded. Of course, they wouldn't respond because there is no example of that. So of course they wouldn't want to speak about it. And it makes sense. People that are proponents for this, they never cite anything. They never give you any true studies that show that this stuff works because there's none that exists. Still, those researchers are largely able to continue on with their work, oftentimes funded by American taxpayer with little oversight, even during a moratorium on funding GOF work between 2014 and 2017. Much of it continued to slip through the cracks, including at the WIV experts say, quote, I do get the impression it slipped through review with little attention. Professor of molecular retrovirology at the Pasteur Institute in Paris, Dr. Simon Wayne Hobson, told the Daily Caller. He added, he can't explain with certainty why researchers are continuing to pursue work he called science fiction, but that he's surprised they haven't learned the lesson that the danger isn't worth whatever perceived benefits may exist. Well, they know there is only one benefit, and that is to create a bioweapon. So they're looking to get money from the defense from defense departments across the world is what I think is really going on. They know it's no other applicable thing it could be used for. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.